10 actors who hated their characters being killed on TV shows. When a character dies in a TV show more often than not, fans aren't the only ones who are devastated. Actors sometimes form a deep bond with their characters in the story, so it seems fair for them to be upset once their characters are killed off. Here are 10 such actors who were publicly devastated when their characters met their end on screen. 10. Joe Pantoliano, The Sopranos. The Sopranos was loved by all, so when Joe Pantoliano's character Ralph Cifaretto was killed in the 4th season, the actor was visibly upset and stormed off during the table read. Dane Curley, who played Cifaretto's son on the show, later described his mood. As soon as Pantoliano realized he was getting whacked, he angrily shouted and stood up from the session. His phone went up to his ear so fast to call his agent, and he stormed off. As he did this, Tony Sirico yelled back some choice words to him. Something like, "Don't let the door hit your on the way out." 9. Conleth Hill, Game of Thrones. Conleth Hill's character, Lord Varys, popularly known as the Spider, was one of the greatest characters of Game of Thrones. Hill took pride in being a part of the show, so when he found out about the character's sudden death, he lashed out during the last table read. Hill said he was frustrated, adding, "Varys wasn't the all-knowing character he had been. He alluded to writers and the studio not being in agreement and rushing thee to the end. I was inconsolable," he added. 8. Richard Madden, Game of Thrones. Season 3 of Game of Thrones brought in bad news for Richard Madden as his character was killed off in the infamous Red Wedding episode. The actor wanted to leave, but when he found out about his character's fate, he cried and sobbed. Madden said, "I was hysterical, actually. I was really worn out. I sobbed the entire way home." 7. Mark Sheppard, Supernatural. Though one of the main cast members, Supernatural makers decided to kill Mark Sheppard's egotistical devil, Crowley, in Season 12 finale. The actor was enraged, so when the show's executive producer hinted his possible comeback with "never say never," the actor replied, "With all due respect, your comment is inaccurate and misleading to the fans. There are no plans to have me return to Supernatural at any juncture." 6. Mia Kirshner, The L Word. Mia Kirshner, who portrayed Dark Horse Jenny in The L Word, hated how her character's legacy was handled in the sequel, Generation Q, with her cause of death attributed to suicide. She expressed, "There is no way that I'm going to stay silent about this. I heard about her suicide today and feel sick that this is how they dismiss the story about a survivor of sexual assault. So no, she's not dead." 5. Ian McElhinney, Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is also ruthless to its characters. Ian McElhinney, who played Barristan Selmy, was another victim of the phenomenon. The actor and the public were shocked when the character was killed in Season 5 as he was alive in George R.R. Martin's books. McElhinney stated, "I was a bit dischuffed by that because I felt I should have known. It wouldn't have made a difference, but I felt as a matter of courtesy I should have known beforehand. I was disappointed." 4. Chandler Riggs, The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead became notorious for killing off main characters. It did the same with Carl Grimes, played by Chandler Riggs. The actor was in shock about it and admitted leaving the show wasn't his decision. "It was devastating for me and my family because the show has been such a huge part of my life for so long. For a few days, we didn't know what to do." 3. Laurie Holden, The Walking Dead. Laurie Holden was heartbroken when she found out her character, Andrea, would be killed on screen despite being alive in The Walking Dead books. Yes, yet another TV adaptation victim. In Season 3, Andrea was murdered. Holden gave her raw opinion on it. "I think the departure from book Andrea to the screen was a mistake. I think the whole stuff that they wrote about Andrea and the governor was complete and utter nonsense. There was so much beautiful narrative that was lost. She should have been there for a long time." 2. Emma Caulfield, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Emma Caulfield was disheartened not only with her character Anya's passing on, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, but also the lack of reactions it received. She shared, "What I noticed about the finale was how little everybody cared that I died. I just think that's kind of lame." She later wrote an eulogy for her character too, though she died without much fanfare, like, "Oh well, Anya's dead," later. Her courage, her legacy, her selflessness lives on, and that gives me something to sing about. 1. Nicollette Sheridan, Desperate Housewives. When Nicollette Sheridan's troublemaker, Edie, was killed off in Desperate Housewives, the actress was furious. She even filed a lawsuit against the channel and the creator, whom she accused of hitting her and writing off her character once she complained. "I was the victim of assault and battery on the set of Desperate Housewives by the creator of the show, my boss. I reported him and was retaliated against for doing so and fired. That is against the law," she alleged. But the court didn't rule in her favor.